For real, for coming out here tonight. And not just for my brother Tyrone West, but we know for all the victims of police brutality and or murder, right? We know police brutality is real. So for 361 weeks, 2,527 days nonstop, we've been fighting for accountability. And not just for my big brother Tyrone West, but for all the victims of police brutality and or murder. And any of the victim loved one, please come on up. Please come on up. If y'all, the ones that I invited, please come on up, please, because they need to see this. And I'm still waiting for another victim to come up. But as y'all know, this day marked when Abdul Salam, and he couldn't be here today. He's really upset. He's like, and then he has to go to one of his son's games, and his whole spirit is down. But he sends his love, right? Abdul was almost killed on this day 7 years ago. And guess by who? Ruiz and Officer Chapman. Abdul wasn't doing anything wrong, pulling up in his own community in his back driveway with his baby. Just got finished grocery shopping. He was planning on, going out of town to celebrate the upcoming 4th of July or whatever, which I will never celebrate that. Juneteenth, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. Juneteenth. But anyway, long story short, he was almost killed. Had it not been for an 80-year-old woman putting her body on the line, he would have been executed. He wouldn't even have been here. But what did Abdul do immediately after he was killed? He reported Ruiz and Chapman and Omar. He reported them so much to the point, they told him if he called the Internal Affairs one more time, they was going to come and arrest him. Are you kidding me? And let the killer cops go free? And then in between that, there was James Green, and never forget, please don't ever forget, 24 hours before Tyrone West, there was Darrell Harris. Same community. 2 blocks over. He was in his car. Almost killed by who? Ruiz and Chapman. It's almost like if we had a loose dog in the neighborhood. They got the taste of blood. They was not going to stop until they killed someone. And did the city of Baltimore help? No, they failed us. Leadership has failed us. We are the freaking leaders. We don't have no leaders. And where my brother Boom at? Boom, you better get on up here. Get on up here. And shut them down. Get on up here. Because they been in it, the winning for day one with me. Day one. Let's be clear. Day one. These 2 men, wherever I go, they protect me. All right? Let's be crystal clear. Day one. But I'm not going to hold the mic up. I just want to let y'all know we out here. And the sad part, I'm honored, but I'm sad at the same time. I'm honored that Ryan Dorsey, the greatest councilman I know, is basically trying to do something. Not for himself, not for his political career that these assholes be doing. Let's be crystal clear. Because you don't see no other politicians out here besides the people champ that's been out here day one, all the time. Not playing. She should be the mayor, but that's another story. That's another day. But moving right on. Anyway, moving right on. But Ryan Dorsey did something so great. He said, you know what? As we remove and take and disrobe all the hate from America, right? Let me think of something that we could do that's great, that would, honor the family. So as we know that there's a memorial around not even 50 feet, or over that way, that has for the fallen officers. And my heart goes out to anybody. My heart goes out even to the fallen officers, right? But my heart truly goes out for the victims of police brutality and or murder. So the same way that they could be honored and respected, and they should, we can be honored and respected, and we should. So no further ado, Ryan Dorsey. And one last thing. This man been catching hell. We know how real it is. Y'all know after y'all stepped on the grounds of West Winds and y'all say y'all support Tawanda Jones, y'all tires get flat, all type of stuff. People start hating on you, all type of stuff. All because you're doing stuff in the name of love. Not in the name of hate. The name of love, the name of respect, the name of integrity. But shortly after he made the announcement, he got people all outside his door making threats. He's getting hate mail all day long. Really? From taking down hate. From taking down hate. This is what you get? Are you freaking kidding me? No further ado. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Killer cops in cell blocks.
Killer cops in cell blocks. Killer
Cops in cell blocks. Killer cops in cell blocks.
Wednesday. It's always an honor to be in the presence of Tawanda. and Shorty, and you know my leader here, Joe Carter. Give it up. And y'all, thanks for showing up for West Wednesday. Thanks for showing up for Towanda. Thanks for showing up for the cause and for all the victims of police brutality, state violence. Just, it's an honor just to stand and be in a position where I can do anything at all, as little as it may be. And I don't want to say much, and I'm not the speaker that Towanda is. I'll just say kind of what I said last Monday when I introduced a bill to the City Council to rename this Columbus obelisk to be the monument to victims of police violence. That the Baltimore City Council, the City of Baltimore, doesn't have any power over its police department whatsoever. I can't, if I wanted to, pass a law. I can't even introduce a law that would prohibit Baltimore police from using tear gas on demonstrators, that would prohibit Baltimore police from using rubber bullets on demonstrators, that would prohibit Baltimore police from engaging in no-knock warrants. I can't pass those kind of laws. The City of Baltimore does not have the authority to do that. And I don't have the power to make the change at the state level that would be necessary in order to empower us at the local level. We rely on state partners, and the state of Maryland, as you all know, does not want to empower Baltimore City any more than Baltimore City wants to empower the people. And so I'm literally doing the very little, only thing that I can do, which to some may be simply ceremonial, the renaming of a monument. This is on its surface a very simple gesture. But I think to all of us, it's important that we, and there are so many people across this country now recognizing that monuments to a false narrative of history are damaging to our ability to move forward in truth and reality about the circumstances in which we live. The circumstances in which police are killing people in our communities across this country, and we don't have to live like this. It does not have to be this way. This can change, but right now, simply renaming a monument is literally the only thing that we can do as a local government to be a part of this movement, aside from the work that has been happening here week after week after week for how many? 361 weeks of West Wednesdays. Again, give it up for yourselves for showing up for West Wednesdays. These police that killed Tyrone West are still working here the streets in Baltimore City. Some still here, still some here in Northeast District. There has been no justice. There has been no peace. I don't know what else I want to say right now. You know, we got people that make this about personalities, like it's about Columbus. This is not about Columbus. This is about living in truth. This is about us not living among monuments and demonstrations to a false story of history. It's not theology.
Day of the hearing, things like that. And it said, just think if Ron was a black person, he probably would be kidnapped in the trunk by now. Because all the hate he getting now, they definitely would have laid hands on him by now. But thank God for white privilege. You know, he's only a phone call away. Anybody go near his house again, we got y'all. And peace and love. Peace and love. We got y'all. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know, I don't know if y'all heard about the Baltimore City gang that actually went in and shot, and I'm talking about Baltimore City police officers. Yes, I am. The gang, the biggest gang in America, right? They went in, they got a behavioral call this morning. A young man was having behavioral issues. Did he deserve to be fighting for his life? I don't know if he survived through the day. He was on critical condition the last time I heard about it. It's really sad. This stuff needs to stop. And then you can tell that the line is real clear. Anytime they're saying that dead fallen officers don't want dead victims, like, are you kidding me? Or people, like, are you kidding me? Do you see the hate? The hate is real. Just like I said, we can take this monument all day. We can take this monument down all day long, knock it down. But guess what? If we don't take the heart out of the hate out of America, nothing will never change. We need to take the hate out of these judges, the prosecutors, all these people that play a crucial part in our loved ones getting brutally murdered. And I want to give a big shout out to John Hopkins students right now for saying, hell no, they're not being fooled on a goddamn 2-year instruction. They're like, we ain't going nowhere. We're going to keep it going. Keep y'all feet on their neck. The same way they had their feet on my brother's neck, Shorty's son neck, her children father neck, all of us, right? Darlene's son neck. Keep your foot on their neck. The fight continues. And their answer is more police. So you get more killers. We keep getting killed, but their answers are more killers. Shame. My checks, I'm going to bring up no further ado. Just like my Beyonce right here. She have a style, got a little shirt on, tied up, everything.
Mike check!
Anyway, it's our people's champ, Senator Jill Carter. Mike check.
Mic check.
Mike check.
Mic check.
Thank you. You know, I've been to a lot of West Wednesdays over the years, not nearly as many as Tawanda and West Coalition. And I got to give you a lot of credit for hanging in there and standing with Tawanda and keeping up the name in honor of Tyrone West. I don't know even how Tawanda has been able to stand it. You know, so many of us get upset when we don't get acknowledgement for something that we've done. But Tawanda was in Annapolis testifying on legislation before Freddie Gray, after Tyrone West was murdered. And then no one paid attention in Annapolis. No one was willing to pass any significant laws, only cosmetic legislation. And then Freddie Gray happened, and we acted like that was the first we knew of police brutality. And now in Minnesota, George Floyd happens, and we act like, we had no idea. We had no clue. Does anybody know, since 2015, how many people in Maryland have been killed by police? Anybody? Since 2015, more than Freddie Gray, more than Corin Gaines, more than Anton Black just in 2018. There have been 128 people in Maryland killed by police. And the reason that is so important is because had it not been for Tawanda Jones and the West Coalition, we wouldn't know who Tyrone West is. We wouldn't know that Tyrone West was murdered, that he was killed by positional asphyxia, which means he was smothered till he couldn't breathe. And so all of these other people, at least about 124 to 125 of them, go nameless and faceless. Their families don't receive any type of acknowledgement from us. They don't receive any acknowledgement. And so, just to get to the point, as my brother Brian Dorsey said on the city council, you know, we in Annapolis make the laws, and Annapolis legislators have failed the people forever. Now we see that all of a sudden there are leaders in Annapolis saying, hey, let's put together a legislative Bill of Rights. Here's what I want to share with everybody that's here. Only 13 states. It used to be 26, then it was down Officer Bill of Rights. We don't need it. It needs to go. That continues to be the impediment to having public disclosure of disciplinary records of police misconduct, and it continues to be the impediment of having non-investigate and make disciplinary recommendations. And so the reason that we have an impotent civilian review board is in large part because the Law Enforcement Officer Bill of Rights does not allow ethically and illegally removed from director of that office. I was well on my way to doing that. So without further, I want to say one more thing if you don't mind. So I've never told you this, I don't think. I had a brother, Philip. He was not killed, but he is dead. And over the years, when I hear you passionately talk about, I always think about what if my brother had been murdered, like close, but my father having died when I was 7. My brother was my everything, right? And so we take these things, these human lives for granted, like it's just another casualty. But every single one of the 128 people murdered by police in Maryland since 2015 and many, many before, and every single one of the 1,500 murdered in the country, in addition to George Floyd since 2015, and my understanding from reading is that there were 4 others on the same day as George Floyd, but we don't know them because they didn't make the news. And so we have to stay vigilant. I'm begging everybody to stay with us. You got to help. You got to come to Annapolis. We're going to have bill hearings early before legislative session in September. Please participate in those hearings, whether they're virtual or not. However it is you participate, you got to participate. And you have to help push legislators to do the right thing. A lot of people give the legislature all this credit because we have new leadership, but let me be clear. None of them have committed to these things. They've committed some other things we like we need to look at our use of force, and we do. We need a universal use of force. We need to change it from a reasonable standard to a necessary standard. My understanding is Baltimore City Police has already allegedly done that under consent decree, but we need to make it universal for the whole state. But another thing that we need to do is we need to end qualified immunity, and some people have given lip service to that. So many things. I just want to say, I don't want everybody to get excited when you see something like, we're going to end chokeholds. Chokeholds has been a prohibited policy in most police agencies since, over a decade. We don't need people telling us which ways you can't kill us, okay? No way should be a way that you can kill us. And so I'm saying that because you'll hear a lot of good ideas, but none of that is enough. The things that go somewhat close to far enough and still not enough is repeal of Law Enforcement Officer Bill of Rights, ending qualified immunity, universal use of force standards, local control of police, and, I don't know if I'm going to lose anybody on this one, getting the police out of our schools.
Yeah!
So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the love that you showed to Tawanda and Tyrone West and the West Coalition. And I know that we got to remember one really important thing. Whose city is this?
Our city.
Our city. All right, we make the rules. We elect people, and we have the power to take them out. Don't ever forget your power. Thank you.
Mic check!
Mic check.
Mic check!
Mic check.
Yeah, so my sis got me over here crying because when she was saying about the part about how close her and her brother was, that was exactly me and Tyrone. Like, just having him when he came home from being incarcerated. It was like bringing my mother out the ground, bringing my father back from out the ground. And they took everything away from me. He was the first grandbaby, the first child. He was the protector of my whole entire family. They don't know what they did, but just like I told them, you had the wrong man, but you damn sure got the right family. A family that's going to fight to the end of time. To the end of time for accountability. And I want to give a big shout out on the right note. I want to give a big shout out to the West Coalition just for everything y'all doing, the footwork, Hillary and Dad, and running around, Ben, everybody. Just everybody. I just love y'all so much. Thank y'all. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check!
So I'm ready to bring up and if any victims that I invited, if Jamar came here, Jamar Kennedy, you could just come up to the stage. I think that's him now. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Yeah, come on up. Hey. Yeah, so, and if you see, this is real. And the crazy part, like a lot of victims that stand in solidarity, they couldn't be here today. They got so much going on. They definitely are here in solidarity with us. Thank you, brother, for coming out. Oh, no, you good. But anyway, you smell good, too. Anyway, I want to bring up my warrior queen, mom right here, Darlene. When I met her, when my brother was murdered, she is so inspiring to me. It just touched my heart because I know how it feels to lose a brother But I never in my life, never ever want to feel how I feel to lose one of my children. I'd rather take me now, and take me completely out of this world now before I have to bury any one of my children. So y'all don't know the love that a mother has for a child that she carried in her womb for 9 months or however long months that you carried and nurtured that child from the womb. For them to be murdered. But she turned her passion, her pain into passion. And she's out here too, as well as for all the victims of police brutality and murder. No further ado, my warrior queen, Darlene McCain. Mic check!
Hello, everyone. I wasn't really expecting to speak this evening, but I just want to salute you, Sis, because of all the fantastic and great work that she's doing through her passion from pain to purpose. And also, I just want to thank everybody who came out here today to support us, because we're here standing together in solidarity for her brother, her children's father, my son, and the young man who just came on the stage. So we're just here because we're tired of being tired, and we're tired of being sick and tired. This year has been very, very different for me. Dale Steph, October 28, 2008, he was killed by the Baltimore City Police for a domestic dispute. The reason why it's so difficult for me this year is because his oldest daughter is going to college. That she endured to be able to still have her education, have a 4.1, his other daughter have a 4.6, through all that they're going through. And now, my girls are telling me that they're going to stand with me, they want to march with me, they want to travel with me. So it's been really emotional for me, because I'm so used to being out here fighting, but not wanting to force them to be on the forefront with me. So I just want you guys to know that now, together, I'm going to have my girls with me. And so with that, I'm going to have extra superpower to continue to stand. And that's why I'm out here for my babies, because they deserve better. And like my granddaughter told me, she said, Grandma, it's like he got had on his wrist for killing my father. So now they want to stand up with me, and I thank God for that. And so I usually have more to say, but I just want to tell you that this pain, it never stops. It's going on 12 years. Every day I wake up, I don't forget Dale. Every day. He should have graduated from law school. He should have been able to still be here with us. Birthdays, holidays, any type of celebration. He missed all his kids' birthdays. And just like with Tawanda, you know, we all feel that pain on the anniversary. People don't know what we go through. It's just a lot. It's like a stab in the heart, and it's like a Band-Aid that you can't take off a wound to heal, because the wound never heals. But I just thank God for prayer life. I thank God for every last one of you for coming out here tonight. I thank God for people like you, because of you guys, you give us the strength that we have. You give us the strength that we stand. And I also want to just say that we have so much power. We have so much power, and we need to use our power, y'all. And we need to use our voice. We need to vote. We need to be in Annapolis. We need to be fighting for these legislation. If you have not lost a loved one, but you care in your heart about somebody's loved one that was killed, like Tyrone and Dale and all these people, come and stand with us. Testify with us about how you feel, how you was affected by their death, how you was affected by their stories. Come out and be with us. This is what I'm asking you guys to do, because we really need you guys. We need everyone. We thank God for Jill. We thank you for all the work that she's doing. There's so many people behind the scenes doing work that people don't even know. So let's just clap for the people who behind the scenes that y'all don't even know that's out here working tirelessly for us. There's so many community activists, so many organizations that out here, y'all, that are doing work, and they're doing great things. And just like I'm part of the Baltimore City Consent Decree as well. It's just so much work that we have to do. Like Tawanda said, somebody got shot today. So every time we out here fighting, there's another person getting shot. And we have to continue to be these soldiers and the soldiers in this battlefield, to stand up for them, to let them know that we're going to keep fighting for them, and we're not going to stop fighting. We're going to continue to fight for one another, because when we leave here, we don't even know what's going to happen to us. When the police stop us, they don't know who we are. They don't know who we are. They don't know that you're a council person. They don't know you're a child of a police officer. So we just have to just stand strong and just believe in ourselves and continue to believe in each other that we're going to fight this fight. We're going to get legislation changed together and just keep hope alive, y'all. So I want to say peace, thank you, and that love wins all the time. Thank you.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So next, I'm going to bring up my sister. She lost her children's father, a father that had 4 children. Just like my brother Tyrone was, he had 3. But she lost her children's father. And I'm just going to bring my queen up. She's just going to take it over from here. Mic check.
Mic check.
Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you all for being out here. Y'all are truly our strength. Y'all keep us fighting. Y'all keep us going. I am the children's mother, Jamal Taylor, killed out Hunt Valley, Maryland, September 28, 2019. He was shot down by killer cops. On that day, they played judge, they played juror, they played lawyer, and they played executor. They're not trained for that. They was trained to deal with his situation. And what they do? They just shot him down like a dog. They saved dogs. They shot him down. My children are fatherless. 3 beautiful girls and 1 boy. My son is scared of the police when they come around. He don't want nothing to do with them. He say, Mommy, why did the police kill my father? They're still grieving. Father's Day passed, they're still grieving. So today I'm out here fighting. We all fighting. I have to be Jamal Taylor's voice. I have to be the voice for my children. Tawanda has to be Tyrone West's voice. All the families, we have to be our family members' voice. The ones killed by the police because they killed them down. They're not here to tell their story. So today I say we need to put our loved one's name in stone. Don't just say their name. Put it in stone. For the world can see it. For the world can read it. For the world can hear it. Because we live in America, y'all. The land of the free. We live in the land of the free. Yet all these statues do not represent people who wanted us to be free. But we live here in the land of the free. Change these statues. Put our loved one's name in stone and keep their name going. Mic check.
Mic check.
I don't even want to try to hide about the driving. But any old way, as we talked about like murdered loved ones and whatnot, we still have, like I said, people that survived it, right? And that's forever traumatized. Just like, please keep y'all prayers in mind and thoughts. If you pray for Abdul Salam. If you don't pray, keep him in thoughts. Because he's really traumatized today. This was the day he was almost killed. So as I bring my next guest up here, this brother, he was almost killed right outside of a club that I used to frequent. Melba's Club. Like every now and then I would go there to have a nice time or whatever, you know, and for me to hear about that, and once I heard and saw the video, to hear is one thing, but seeing is like, oh my God. When I saw that horrible video of this man almost being killed for just trying to go back in a nightclub to get his belongings, and from that it escalated to him almost losing his damn life. Like, it was horrible. I had to actually protest. I took West Wednesday, and we did it right in front of Melbourne. Sure did. So no further ado, mic check.
Mic check.
Hello, everyone. I want to take it evenly again. Black Lives Matter. I mean, justice for all the victims that lost their life. Today, you know, it's always touchy. You know what I mean? It's always dramatic for me. I mean, September the 23rd, 1:26. I can remember the time. I had 5 officers jump on me. None of them was accountable for it. I mean, we in America, I was expecting, not to be rude, but I was expecting that one day that I was going to encounter the police one day, and how I carried myself. I was hoping that I was going to be respectful to that day, but I was treated like an animal. They was intimidated. I was tased twice. I was batoned. One thing the moment I'm gonna say this, the moment when I just about losing my life, I thought about my children, and I just thought about this woman too. You know what I mean? And I tell my kids every day. You know what I mean? It's not about a color thing. I had 5 Caucasians, and not once that day when I was in that ambulance, I did not judge none of them from their skin color. I just thought maybe in their heart they wasn't trained, or they wasn't taught to love, and the police doesn't give them training on tactics on how to restrain controversial issues like fighting amongst individuals. And I just want to say, if one day if I can get these officers at least charged again, You know what I mean? I was going to school. I had to stop my schooling. I was going to finish my education. I have post-traumatic stress dealing with it. Sometimes when I hear sirens, it frightens me. To hear someone else die, again, off of police brutality. A mother, father, child, man. And this thing is going to continue until we until they get charged. Until we make a lease assurance policy where the police have their own insurance policy, what's going on. So if they get hurt, it falls on their paycheck. So they be working for free. So no, if you want to beat us up, you're going to beat us up, take it out of their paycheck just like our jobs do to us when we make an error on our jobs. So, and people that never experienced it, I don't want nobody to experience it. I don't want you to have to train yourself to take a baton or take 2 tasers or take a foot on your neck. I had a foot on my neck. I had a foot on my back. I had hog tied. And the thing is, we was put here to love, period, with everyone. If y'all don't know me, I would be glad to reach out and explain my story, but it's a lot to get out all at once because there's other people here that suffer the same kind of atrocities that I have, and I want my kids to know that they dead is strong. You know what I mean? And that's not something that every man can always say if they're not here. I know every man that suffered that was strong. Every woman that go through that, she was strong. It's just that we are not, you know what I mean? These people are not being held accountable. Not because they white, black, or anything. That uniform, that badge, that gun, that baton, that walkie-talkie, all need to be charged. Because that's who saw me get hurt. And since that day, September 23rd, 2014, it's been going on since then. To me, it just feel like, I feel like I was the first person. Then every time I hear Eric Garner, it hurts me more because I couldn't breathe my damn self. I had an asthma attack for 9 minutes, and all I was doing exhaling, trying to get the air in my nostrils so I don't lose my life. So Eric Garner, a lot of these people used to like everything's affecting me, but here, man, he can't breathe, had asthma. That touched me the most. So everyone here, I'm glad that Tawana invite me out. I appreciate you put me on the bill. Sorry for your loss, and everyone. My good brother over here that protests, I met you on Rose Street when we was talking, and we came there to try to do unity amongst the drug neighborhoods. We got drug issues in our neighborhood, and that's give the police advantage to hurt us. We got a lot of to deviate us as men, black men, to try to get this urge to make fast money to get the police off our back, because we can police ourselves. We can educate ourselves. We can help care ourselves. We can do holistic things. But I think this day, we can put our names on these stones, we can start doing it. And I wouldn't be here, and I'll always be thankful for this woman coming out the next day, and her and my brother was there for me, spoke to me, and I got put in jail. I got put in jail. They restrict me from seeing my family, give me a hug. All I wanted was a hug that night. I took my own pictures in my ambulance because I knew I wasn't gonna have a fair chance. I wasn't gonna have a fair chance. I took my own pictures. I still see my picture. I go on Google. I look at it. I still see myself. Like, damn, if I didn't take that, I would have been charged. 5 assaults on 5 officers. I've been doing life. Never get my word out, but I probably will be getting out because these people still were doing their job. So I don't want to say too much because other people up here got to express their story too. And I want to say everybody have a good evening and a good night, and we're gonna keep fighting for justice.
That's right.
So before I bring Boom up, he's gonna put it on fire. I just want to say a few things because I just feel like when we been hurt so many years, over 400 and something years, right? So every time something bad happens to us, the first thing we do with this mindset that a murder is placed on us, oh, well, if I don't sell drugs, oh, if I don't do this, hell no. That don't have nothing to do with them. They're not the judge, they're not the jury or the execution. They don't have the right to take our goddamn life. I don't care what mistakes you do. Because we know as human beings, every human makes mistakes. But why are we the ones being murdered? Look at that. Why are we being executed in broad daylight? And it ain't about no goddamn training. They trained to wipe us out. Legalize genocide. Call a spade a goddamn spade. Legalize genocide.
There you go.
That's what it is. Because if they could take a man, an animal that walked in the church, prayed with 9 people, killed 9 people, gunned them down. They could walk this man to accountability with not even a wrinkle on his shirt, with a bulletproof vest, and with a Burger King cheeseburger. Are you freaking kidding me? If they can walk this monster to accountability, why wouldn't they put in his damn neck? Why wasn't he tased, sprayed, nothing? So it ain't got nothing to do with training. It got something to do with the fact that they can get away with murder. They're the only group that can get away with murder. But you got to recognize, when a cook job is to do what? Cook. The serve meals cook. A server serves meal. A cook cooks meal. A firefighter put out fires. They were slave catchers. They doing their damn jobs, y'all. They was trained to take us out. Let's be clear, that's their damn job. That's what they were doing. They were trained to take us out. And they protect themselves while they serve us death. Let's be crystal clear on that. Let's be crystal clear on that. They keep murdering us over and over. And we keep on saying, oh, well, maybe it was the way we was dressed, or maybe because somebody had. No, they're doing is legalized genocide, and it needs to freaking stop. They are not the ones that should be doing this to us. And we gotta make it right. And the only way we can make it right is doing peaceful stuff like this and keep our foot on their neck. We demand accountability. We demand that they go and open up every case like they almost killed my brother. We demand them damn killers in cell blocks, them assaulters in cell blocks, them maniacs in cell blocks. The killers that killed her children's father, my brother killer. Her son killers. Everybody deserves accountability, but I say there is no justice, it's just us. We try to hold these jokers accountable. Mic check.
Mic check.
We all we got.
We all we need.
We all we got.
We all we need.
We all we got.
We all we need.
Salute to everybody that came out here today, and salute to everybody that got to continue to push the mountain. As we know, as Tawanda said, this is not a white issue. This is not a black issue. As I tell you all the time, this is a human issue, and we've been looking at it separate for far too long. There's a thing called mind your business. Last time I checked, business is a service. We've been minding our business a little too long to procrastination, which leads to cowardice. Salute to all the people outside our families. This job that Tawanda do and a lot of y'all do take up more time than y'all do at 8 hours of work that you get paid for. I repeat that. A lot of people that's out here are labeled, like Shorty Davis is labeled everything but a nuisance to the city. But one minute they can name him the best of Baltimore. Remember that Shorty was one of the best people in Baltimore. And one, bro, see how confusing this city is? You know, one minute they label me America's most wanted, and the next minute they need me in Annapolis to speak on a bill. You gotta watch this city. You gotta really watch this city. I mean, let's talk about this. You know, a guy to go from America's most wanted to go in Annapolis pushing in bills. But again, as I told you, you can't work at Amazon with a felony, but you can run for office. Come on, man. Like, think about these things and why we're in the conditions that we are. You can't work at Amazon with a felony, but you can run to govern people. So a lot of the things that we are experiencing is called sin. Self-inflicted nonsense. A lot of us got so caught up in our families. I didn't get politically aware to my community, to my city, and to actually myself from the 3/5 of a man demonstration of being labeled black until like 30 years old. So that's very late. That's only like 15, 20 years and been on the earth 46 years. That's an imbalance to ask anybody to fight for me if I'm not going to fight for myself. You got to find, and that's what I ask y'all to do. When you finding that we are in a movement or we are making things and it starts to look good, black police came in uniform and he could not lock up any white people until I was born in 1974. So we are supposed to be out here. Actually, there should be more people out here. And again, from day one, we should have been community policing ourselves. And we was, because that's that word that if anybody out here could say, I remember back in the day, that was your grandfather taking care of the community. We all we got.
We all we need.
Yes, we got this thing on fire, y'all.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So I don't mean to put my brother Shorty on the spot, but I'm going to do it. Because this man, when we met Shorty, and boom, it was funny. I thought I was meeting two attorneys. I ain't even gonna lie. They came out to cut like Fly Guy. They had their sense. But anyway, no further ado, my man, shut him down.
Mic check.
I don't need this. Mic check.
Mic check.
All right. I've been in these streets since 1972, and I'm black in America. All right. This war on drugs is what my fight is. That's my fork in the fire. All right. Because they use that to kill black Americans. In 1920s, there was a movie called Birth of a Nation. It was debuted at the White House, where President Taft debuted that movie. And killed black people. Any of y'all know that movie? Oh, yeah. Y'all white people know that movie. All right? And I'm saying it because I need y'all to understand them facts. Racism is a learned behavior. It's not in your DNA. My birth certificate say I'm white. You want to bet? Anybody want to bet? All right? So I'm saying this to make fact. We all in this fight. Because if your kids marry my grandkids, then we got blood. And that blood can't be hated. You understand that fact? Okay? Now, my fuel in the fire is the law. They keep talking about they indict us when they take us to court. So we need to learn the law. I taught Boone about the Constitution. I'm the most unarrestable black man in Baltimore. Straight up. You tell me I don't get arrested because I know the law. I'm 5'3", I ain't stand. All right? And if you know the law, then you can use the law for you. And that's a lot of reasons that we get locked up because we're ignorant of the law. All right? Now, if the state can use a grand jury to indict you, Maryland wrote a law to keep private citizens from accessing the grand jury. And that's Senate Bill 374. But if you take Bill Senate 374 and take your evidence to Marilyn Mosby and the grand jury, they supposed to let you access the grand jury. If Jill P. Carter was here and the state legislators was here, I testified in Annapolis countless times. I'm famous for testifying. I'm famous for protesting. I put that toilet in front of Towson. Everybody know what that toilet represents? It represents racism. Because a toilet don't care if you're black, white, straight, or gay. A toilet take your poo-poo every day because you got kids and all. Alright? And I use toilet as a form of protest. Because I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. You understand? When she asked me to help her, I shut down City Hall. I made the councilman come out of a council meeting. I pulled him out of a council meeting. You understand? Because I'm not going to be that respectful black man. I'm going to hold that rights. You got one or two choices. Either get out my way or take me to court. That's why I'm unarrestable. Because I know the law. Mic check!
Mic check!
So I just got some good news. So we know what happened to the Rain Games, like it was horrible. And then even after winning their case, I just found out, thank God, that they're giving them her money, that they was rightfully rewarded. So yeah, even though it ain't about no damn income, it's always about the outcome. Let's be clear, because none of that money could bring back Rain Games. None of that money could make her mother ever smile again. She'll be forever torn and heartbroken. But this is how America works. You can win. You can win a case by the jury of your peers, and they can do whatever the hell they want to do. We seeing all type of stuff in Keith Davis Jr. trial. Stuff that we never seen before, right? It's happening in Keith Davis Jr. trial. They can do whatever they want to do. Let's be clear.
Excuse me. There's one more thing that we need to put on the list. We need cameras in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Not just on the police.
Yeah.
We need cameras in the courtroom because if the cameras is in the courtroom, they can't bullshit you. They can't sit here and play them games. Because if you know the law, you just go right back. Yo, he said this right here. Right there. This is the most powerful tool that you can use as an activist. All right? Excuse me.
Shorty going to school. That's Professor Shorty right there. So, where's Charlene at? Because I know Charlene wanted to speak. And anybody else that wanted to speak.
Charlene, come here, girl.
All right, come on, Charlene.
Come here.
Act
like the price is right.
Y'all see that beautiful flag right there, the red, the black, and the gray. Let's give it up for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's beautiful. That's my flag.
Still got to do it.
Oh, you still got doors already?
We all right over there.
Oh, okay.
Now she's going to the back.
Okay.
Charlene,
Too late now for the time.
she done. She going
I need people
All right,
off the
I need this hand sanitizer, but I'm not going to be before you long. Because my thing is, only one message is that we have to be in this fight together. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And you look out here and you see the diversity of this congregation, of these people out here, standing together to push for something that should have been in effect a long time ago. But we're here now. Do not let COVID and the release of it, everything else, stop you from doing the work that you should have been doing all along. Keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing. And also, I find it ironic that while we're here, that across the street is a church. Now, we know that the civil rights movement has been birthed. I do hope that there is someone out here that is a member of the church across the street. But I would say this, because we can get into the faith-based community and stay in our silos, but be afraid to come out and fight for justice. Our ancestors' wildest dreams. Then we should be able to stand by our silos and stand up for what is right. Not to be in a clique, not to be in a group, not just say that we're out here because, it feels good. But there's work that needs to be done. There's a whole lot of work that needs to be done. So I say this to say, be about the fight, do the hard work, and connect. Mic check.
Mic check.
And real quick before I bring my two queens on up, the chairs, and they're great school, y'all, they professors too. Got a lot of professional people out here. But anyway, I want to give a big shout out to Baltimore Block, because they always, from day one, held it down for me and my family. Held it down. Shout out to Caillou, who I call Spider-Man. That's my brother for life. He was hopping over cars, taking video footage, all types of stuff. So I just want to throw that out there in the air. Mic check.
Mic check.
So I wanted to thank you so much for creating this space, for everything that you do. It should be okay here, but thank you. And thanks so much to everyone for sharing their story. I've talked a lot about local police control at different West Wednesdays with much smaller groups, but we always know that there are more of us. And so I was thinking about that and about the importance of everyone here reaching out to people in their lives, when there's a chance to make a difference, and making sure that they get involved too. Because we all have people that we know and love who do care, but they're not going to take that step without a little push. And you don't have to, make it your life's mission to hound them into doing something. But I hope that we're all pushing the people in our lives. I wanted to talk about local control briefly. Councilman Dorsey did a great job of explaining why it's of supreme importance. We lost control of our police in the 1860s due to election violence and anti-Catholic immigrant sentiment. It was a really crazy situation. It kind of made sense at the time. But that was over 150 years ago, and they just forgot to give it back. And I've heard a lot of people say, and it sounds like a good point on its face, and I had to think about it, well, all these other police departments around the country that are doing similar horrible things, they control their police, so does that really matter? But I think what we need is transformation, right? We all feel that. And there's ways to get to that. You can disband your police force and start it completely over, like they did in Camden, New Jersey, where they found lower costs and lower community violence in addition to lower police violence afterwards. But this moment of transferring control after 100 and however many years from the state to the city is going to put the spotlight on this moment for transformation. And all of these politicians, and I don't think this is what Councilman Dorsey was doing, so I'm not trying to say this per se, but they've been able to hide behind their powerlessness. They've been able to say, oh, I support you in theory, I can't do anything, what a shame. But then they're not standing up and making a big deal of the fact that they want that power back. They're not asking for it. We got to push them to do that, and we got to do it ourselves. So I was very, very heartened to hear Senator Carter say that they're going to be having hearings about this in September. And it's going to be so important to be a part of that, because this is an issue that undergirds so many other things, but is poorly understood. A lot of people don't even know it's the case, and this bill slips under the radar, and then it's our own city-state senators who block it. Senate President Bill Ferguson, State Senators Cory McCray and Antonio Hayes are the people who blocked this from passing. Local control for Baltimore City passed unanimously in 2018 in the House. It was not anyone else, anywhere else in the state trying to keep this from us. It was our own city-state senators. And what was the reason? Fear of liability. Oh, well, the state has certain protections, that qualified immunity thing that the city... And my question to them is, if somebody was harmed and a jury or a judge says they're owed compensation, you're saying you believe there should be an artificial limit on that? Wouldn't we save more money if we stopped all the brutality and we didn't do any of these payouts? Yeah. Is this confusing to people somehow? So I just wanted to say how important I think that particular issue is, in addition to law enforcement officers' Bill of Rights, the Maryland Public Information Act. It's going to be a year. You don't want to have to pay attention to state politics, right?
Local politics is interesting, it's fun, you see people at the grocery store, it's gossipy. National politics is like Game of Thrones, you know, you can't look away. But that state level, we really have to pay attention to that too, but we really, really do. We really, really do. Opal, was there anything you wanted to say?
He apologized, which was nice, but he said, there's nothing we can do really because the state controls not only BPD, but the Department of Corrections. Now, I really think that the Department of Corrections also needs to be in our discourse. We might not be able to do it this year, but we really need to think about it because that's the other side of the coin. It's like a revolving door. If they're not cops, they're just going to go work at the Department of Corrections and abuse people that way. So we really need to focus on all of it, the whole picture. And they all have excuses, every single one of them. We need to figure out where their addresses are, all of these politicians, their names, like who they're family, everything. We need to know everything about these people. We need to be acquainted with them. They need to know that we're going to come by their house every fucking week until they fucking stop making excuses, because they'll continue to do so as long as we don't push them. And we have power as long as we keep pushing them. They want us to give up, and we're not going to. We tried to get this done last year, and coronavirus, killed all of it. they used the coronavirus as an excuse to shut down the Maryland chambers, and that's really fucked up that they didn't finish out the legislative session in its own right. They'll use any excuse to not address our issues. We need to keep it in their face at all times. Thank you.
Mic check! Mic check!
So, before, I just want to say trans lives matter, because I said trans lives matter.
Trans lives matter.
And for me to learn that in the month of June, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but 4 trans were murdered, and including a 17-year-old baby, murdered. So we need to keep our eyes and protect them, y'all. So, but no further ado, and after this, we're going to get ready to set up the flag. But this warrior queen right here, Megan, I met her. She shut it down. Me and Boom, we got G-checked at the door. We was going to shut O'Malley Raleigh down. And long story short, me and Boom I got switch set at the door, everything. Boom. They put the metal detectors up to us. They like, y'all, we know y'all protest. We like, what you talking? We coming to a peaceful event. You know, and long story short, I see Megan. She in there running around with this sign, a water bottle, everything. I'm like, yo, if that would have been me, they'd have drugged me, killed me, and everything. Ain't do nothing. They was patting one up. They gave her a massage. And they fluffed the little curls up and everything. So, no further ado, my warrior queen Megan. Mic check.
Mic check.
And you know, and I love her because she checked white people. Megan, she checked white people. I'm trying to tell you. She schooled you on like how to check yourself type of thing. So, no further ado, Megan.
Mic check.
Real quick, it came to me when I was listening. Sorry, I get stage fright. It's very, extremely important for people to show up to city council hearings, so you can witness the bonkersness of what happens. Before Harrison became chief, there was an officer, now I'm blanking on his name, that was in this district, and he oversaw the officers who killed Tyrone. Yeah, Daryl
D'Souza.
I can't believe that. Okay. We sat there and we listened to testimony after testimony after testimony that this man who had been in the department for 30 years was a captain at the precinct that Tyrone was killed by the officers that worked there, knew them. He himself had shot and killed 3 people in his 30 years, including a young man who happened to be walking down the street, caught in a crossfire. He was 18, and Daryl D'Souza shot him in the back. City city council was told this to their faces, and yet 11 out of the 12 promoted him to chief of police. They were told to their... By the way, guess who the only one who didn't? Ryan Dorsey voted no. He was the only person on that city council to vote no. So when you hear people like Zeke Cohen, I went to grad school with him, so. When you hear names like Zeke Cohen talk about how he cares about the people of the city, remind him that he was told to his face that an officer shot and killed 3 people over the course of 30 years, including one young man in the back, and he promoted him. So do not believe these guys. They lie to your face. So please, please, bear witness to the circus that is the leadership in this city. Bear witness to the madness of the trials that people are put through. Keith Davis Jr. 5 total trials. 5. There was no gunshot residue in the gun. The murder weapon, the weapon that they say was used in the murder had no gunshot residue in it. And here we go with Marilyn Mosby trying him 5 fucking times. Anyways, my point is, a lot happens. It's not sexy work. It's quite, when you try to explain to people, you can see their eyes glaze over. You have to go and bear witness. You have to. We have to. I'm including myself in that. We have to. Madness is going on. And people in power will tell you one thing and then do something else. So 11 out of our current city council, 11 of them, knowingly voted to promote a murderer. Thank you.
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
So we normally bring Brian on, and he always has the sad names of all the homicide victims, because just like I say, all of these are our issues. Even though I fight for police brutality, it's still the same thing. It's just different lanes, but it's a different game, because we know when we get caught committing a crime, and if people go and testify, we will never see the streets again. Let's be clear. You have a bag of weed on you, you might not never see the streets again. But when it comes to these killer cops, we know who they are, we know what they did, and they see the streets again. That's the game. That's the only difference from community violence and police terrorism. Let's be crystal clear. But it's all connected to that highway of health. So until we realize it's one cause, one fight, one purpose, we're never going to win. It's all connected together, no matter what street you decide to go down. So as my brother Brian come up and read these names, and then after that, we're going to do the human. I thought the flag, I'm looking at the colors, they ain't even done yet. So we're going to do the human flags, y'all, so it's going to be cool. I can't wait. Make sure y'all take plenty of pictures. I know my phone about to die. But anyway, just take to heart that these are family members of somebody that lost their loved one, man. These are names, and it freaks me out. It creeps me out every time I can hear somebody, when he say one day he was out here, he read somebody that was 87 years old that was murdered in the city. Then one day I heard him say somebody was 94. Like, you live to see 90-something plus years or 80-something to be murdered. And you can tell, I guarantee you, most of the crimes are black and brown people. Let's be clear. Because the way that they solve the crimes, if it's a Caucasian person killed, they will put up high money to get information, and they'll solve that crime. You gotta believe that. But when we get murdered, they don't care. They don't give a damn. It's y'all need to stop killing each other. But as you listen to these names, to be your family member. They could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. A bullet doesn't know color, okay? Or, a homicide. So just let y'all know, please take in mind that these are somebody's loved ones, and as we listen to these horrible names, we got to do better for this city, man. Mic check.
Mic check.
I was going to say some stuff, but Tawana kind of did all that for me. I do want to take this opportunity, since I know there are people out there that don't see me every week, to invite you all to dinner and a movie on July 12th. It's going to be in Towson. We're going to set up at the historic Towson Jail and show a movie there. The movie is 13th. And we're going to feed everybody who comes out. And we're doing this in commemoration of the 135th anniversary of the lynching of George Cooper at the Towson Jail. And so the Baltimore County Historical Society is ignoring this. The Lynching Memorial Group is ignoring this. I'm not going to ignore it. A man was killed to prevent him from appealing a conviction that took place by an all-white jury after 1 minute's deliberation. He was sentenced to death. And before he could appeal, they came to the jail and they hung him outside it. And so I want that to be remembered. So Shorty and I will be there, and I invite all y'all to be there and bring everybody you can lay your hands on. So for this week, and I ask y'all to just mic check these names for me. Ronald Gladney, 35.
Ronald Gladney, 35.
Eric Jones, 49.
Eric Jones, 49.
Dante Smith, 38.
Dante Smith, 38.
Lionel Yancey, 49.
Lionel Yancey, 49.
Quintez Barnett, 19.
Quintez Barnett, 19.
Arthur Allen, 44.
Arthur Allen, 44.
Kalia Moore, 1 year old.
Kalia Moore, 1 year old.
Thank you.
Mic check!
Mic check!
And that just made me, like, it's sad to hear any other age victim, but when you hear a 1 year old, like a baby, like, it's just, oh my God. I don't even know what else to say, but no further ado, I'm going to bring this brother up. He's going to share to us what we great do, and he got a nice little speech for us ready. Mic check!
Mic check!
Peace. Mic check. Peace, power, and harmony, everybody. My name is Mosiah Fick, and represent the Black Wolves Youth Scouts here in Baltimore, Grandma Louise Pies. And today we're going to do an RBG human flag. Now, understand this flag is the only flag that represents African Americans in this country, Africans in the African diaspora, basically the melanated man and woman on this planet. Because here in America, of course, when we came here, we lost our creed. We lost our dignity, our history, who we were as a people. Even in the 20s, Tulsa, Oklahoma, black people were very successful, but carrying around a red, white, and blue flag that was lynching them. So when Marcus Garvey came here to this country, under the influence of Booker T. Washington, he realized the atrocities of this place, and he created a flag just for us. He created a flag just for us. So the red represents the blood of our ancestors. Say the blood of our ancestors.
The blood of our ancestors.
Or also the blood that we must shed for our redemption. So this ain't just about no ancestors shedding no blood. We gonna become ancestors one day, so we gotta shed some blood today. The black represents the man and the woman. Now, people need to understand race is non-existent. There's no such thing. It's either melanated or non-melanated, or you lack in melanin. There's no race. This thing is all about melanin. What you see in my skin is a little bit of melanin. This brother got a whole lot of melanin. And if you understand the science and biology of melanin, you understand that you are one with the sun. The sun rays, he loving it right now. And also other things that's going on in your body when you have melanin. Melanin is all around us. It's in this grass right now. It's in them trees. Anything with color is melanin. So they tricked us in Bacon's Rebellion and lied to us and told us in the 17th century that now you're a white man, now you're a black man, because white people and black people in Bacon's Rebellion came together to burn West Virginia down. So that's what we got to come back to. And I want to say this generation is a young generation where we don't deal with those same racist problems like our ancestors and our elders did in the 50s and before. We got young blacks and whites today that is willing to burn America down if necessary. By any means necessary. So that's what America is mostly afraid of. They're afraid of this unity that they're seeing amongst all races. And I'm going to tell you what the green represents in a second. But I want to invite you also to this weekend, 4th of July in Washington, D.C. We're going to assemble an RBG human flag on the Washington Monument. Now, the reason why we're going to do this is because 4th of July is the most patriotic day of this barbaric nation. And we're going to make a statement. Everything else is going to be red, white, and blue in D.C. And then you're going to see this one huge RBG flag of thousands of people assembling on the Washington Monument. So we ask for you all to spread the word. 12:30, we're going to meet in front of the African American Smithsonian Museum. We're going to meet there for our rally, and then around 2 o'clock, we're going to march over to the Washington Monument and assemble into our RBG human flag. So you got the red and the black. Now the green represents the land, particularly the land in Africa, because that's where they say man and woman was, first civilization was first created, whatever. The point is, wherever we choose for our land to be, that's where we assemble. So whether it's here in America, whether it's in Canada, Alaska, Antarctica, wherever we want it to be, as long as it's a place where we create unity and love amongst our people, fairness, by any means necessary, that's what that green represents. Because land is all we have. You're not going to live on the water. You can live in a boat, but you can't walk on water. You can't breathe water. So land is meant to be shared amongst humankind. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 volunteers real quick. Let me get 12. Just come up to the front for me.
Come on to the front. We're doing classroom today.
Let's go.
Mr. Rogers don't come to this neighborhood. He is.
Let's go.
We getting ready to do a human flag, y'all. This picture gonna go all across the world. I got my drone out
I know what 12 is. That's a jury to send me to jail.
Come on, 12 jurors.
All right, so if you and you match up as partners, ladies, you two match up. Stay next to your partner, Sister Charlene and this lady. Who else? Where's my volunteers?
Let's go.
All right, right here. So we got 2, 4, 6. You. Who else?
There we go. Come on.
12. Come on.
All right, that brother right there.
Don't be
2,
scared.
4, 6, 8. All right, you right here with the lady over here. 10, and we need 2 more. So you with her? Yeah. All right. So do me a favor. Go to the red. You two go to one of the reds. You go to the other red. Sister Charlene, and you go to the black. You two go to the black. Who's my other 2? Okay, you two go to the green. And who's my last 2? You two go to the green. All right, so you all going to face. What you say, brother?
Thank you.
You all are going to face each other. Somebody's going to pick up the flag material. One person is going to hold it, and the other person is going to hold the rolled up part. So both of you basically going to hold the material.